If this ain't introduction music, I don't know what is. Quality be damned. I mean, Roger Waters and Eric Clapton. Holy hell. How cool is that? I mean, seriously. I mean, speaking of, I mean, the hit, you know, I mean, you got a hit if you got Roger Waters and Eric Clapton. What are you talking about? I mean, you gotta go nowhere, no further than this. Anyway, I just had to play a little bit of the theme because I thought it was a trip to, it was a real treat to hear that, you know. And Roger Waters doesn't even get credit in the movie, which is weird. I thought that was bizarre. Anyway, hello there, CriterioNate here. Number 469, Stephen Frears, The Hit. 1984, 98 minutes, color really good movie. Really good movie. Don't have much to say. Well, no, that's not true. I'm going to tell you the plot. Give you the plot of it. It's entertaining. It's got some great stars. John Hurt, the late great John Hurt, passed away last year. Terrence Stamp, Tim Roth, who I love him. He was in one of my favorite shows, Lie to Me, as well as the beginning of Pulp Fiction. And Laura Del Sol, which we'll talk about her in a little while. Yeah, it's a really interesting kind of crime drama, a little bit of humor here and there, but overall just kind of a fun, almost a road movie. It's very much kind of a road movie too, and once I realized it was going to be a road movie, I really got into it. I thought that was a very attractive aspect of the movie. Yeah. So anyway, The Hit. Terrence Stamp. He plays a guy called Willie. He was a gangster. Then he became basically a squealer or an informant. He ends up ratting out in court. He ends up ratting out this gang, and he ends up hiding out in Spain, or I think somewhere in Spain. And the mob ends up catching up with him and kidnapping him, and leaving him with two guys, Mr. Braddock, played by John Hurt, and Myron, played by Tim Roth. Mr. Braddock is this kind of an older gentleman. He's very quiet, doesn't speak a lot throughout the movie. John Hurt has very few lines. A lot of his speech can be, a lot of his speech is interpreted through, his facial expressions and all that. Tim Roth, on the other hand, is very chatty, ends up giving away a bit too much at times, because of his age, probably because of his age. Terrence Stamp as Willie, when he gets kidnapped, he kind of takes it in stride and almost in a humor, as if like, okay, I'll play along with you guys, even though I know what's going to happen. And so they end up running into this guy Andy, I think, who's staying at the apartment of their boss or something while he's away. And Andy has a girlfriend named Maggie, which they end up kidnapping and taking along for the ride. And she's played by Laura Del Sol. And she speaks little English, and so they find it hard to communicate with her, even though Myron ends up kind of falling for her and ends up trying to protect her because Braddock kind of wants her dead, and Myron's like, no, don't do that. However, there are a few instances when they're alone where Braddock and Maggie are alone, and she ends up becoming quite violent with him. It's a memorable scene where she ends up biting a huge bite into like the bit of his hand, and it's trippy to see John Hurt actually almost display fear. At one point Braddock actually fears this woman because she's violent toward him. Anyway, but still toward the end of the movie he ends up Terrence Stamp continues to kind of have this nonchalant feeling. Even at one point when their car breaks down, he ends up getting them back on the road. Anyway, I won't spoil the ending. I do not want to spoil the ending for this one because I think the ending is a bit, it's a bit. I think there's a little bit of ambiguity in the ending. I won't tell you. I won't tell you what happens, but I will just say that the ending is a bit ambiguous, but at the same time, it does complete a few circles in the movie. So Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything else by Stephen Frears. I've heard of him. I know we've got My Beautiful Laundrette coming, I think, next year. And he's done some, he's still making movies to this day. He just had a hit with Victoria and Abdul. And I don't think we've got any other movies. Yeah, just the hit and My Beautiful Laundrette. Oh, I forgot that's 767. Oh, I thought that was in the 500s. Well, it'll be a while before we get to that one. Oh well. But yeah, so we're not done with him. But yeah, he's had a bunch of popular movies. Let me go back because I knew there were a bunch more I've heard of by him. Man, did he do? He did High Fidelity. Yeah, that was a really popular movie. High Fidelity and The Queen. Philomena, Florence Foster Jenkins, yeah, The Program, yeah, a lot of great Dangerous Liaisons, The Grifters, yeah. So he did a lot of popular movies, and I think it's pretty interesting. And so, yeah, I'd love to see more. It seems like a cool guy. I'm definitely going to pick this one up. I like this one a lot. I want to hear the commentary. And it was an enjoyable watch. Again, great actors doing, I think everybody played their part amazingly. Definitely one of the stronger movies this season. I don't have anything really bad to say about it. I give it an A. Really, really good. Expect to see this one. Again, anything can happen the next couple, but the next 30 or so, but I think this is definitely one of the. I think the title speaks for itself. It's a hit, So anyway, that's supplements. There's a episode of Parkinson One-on-One where he interviews Terrence Stamp back in the late 80s, and the trailer, and that's basically it. So good stuff. I am thoroughly pleased and happy about this one. This one will be picked up probably maybe at the next sale if I can swing it. The hit. Go check this one out. So, that's it for today. Tomorrow, Wise Blood, and then Monday, Alexander Gordon Private Lies, which I don't have here to show you. Yeah, I am gonna try and do all 4. Well, not me. The Eclipser's gonna try and do all 4 on Monday. Can't guarantee it though. But I think I'd like to do that because I have Pigs, Pimps, and Prostitutes. I also got The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and Bergman Island. I'm still waiting on The Friends of Eddie Coyle, but I'm sure, considering I don't think we're going to do all the Shohei Imamura movies in one day, so we've got time for that one. So that's all I've got. Yep, so that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Don't bite chunks out of people's hands unless they're evil, yeah, I guess, and don't kidnap people, and yeah, that's all I got. And go watch this movie; it's a good one. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow for Wise Blood, and until then, goodbye.